steering in a new direction. On his way to confront trade unions about public spending, Gordon Brown visited the Vauxhall plant at Ellesmere Port, where he saw a new Astra model on the production line. Then he headed to the TUC in Liverpool to road test a new strategy for tackling the Tories on the economy. An admission for the first time that Labour will have to make spending cuts if it wins the next election.
Labour will cut costs, cut inefficiencies, cut unnecessary programmes and cut lower priority budgets. And when our plans are published in the coming months, people will see that Labour will not support cuts in the vital frontline services upon which people depend.
But Labour's cuts would be modest compared to the Conservative alternative, said Mr Brown.
As against a Conservative Party who would reduce public services now and immediately, at the very time they are needed most, would make across-the-board public spending cuts to pay for tax cuts for the wealthiest few, and make different choices about public services because they have different values.
Considering his message on cuts, the reception for the Prime Minister was less hostile than it might have been. This was a tough speech delivered to a tough audience. There was still plenty of talk about the dividing lines between Labour and the Conservatives and tough choices. But the old slogan of Labour investment versus Tory cuts has been dropped. On many occasions this summer, Mr Brown rejected David Cameron's claims about Labour cuts.
The only party that's proposing a cut in public spending is the Conservative Party.
The TUC backed Mr Brown, but left-wingers were dismayed.
I think he's certainly understood our concerns. I'm glad that his message now is clearer. The choice is getting clearer.
It was a really disappointing speech. And the problem we've got now is follow Peter Mandelson's line. It means we're offering an almost indiscernible choice at the general election now of cuts in public services.
What was told here today was that unnecessary projects are going to be cancelled. Well, why was they necessary in the first place? And low priority projects. What's a low priority project? Is it an old people's home? Is it a school?
Trade unions will continue to campaign to save jobs, but opinion polls suggest voters support spending cuts, which perhaps explains Mr Brown's U-turn. Jon Craig, Sky News, Liverpool.